want to kill my friends. They want to kill me. They want to kill my family.
Who wants to kill you?
Conservatives and MAGA chuds. That's what I'm talking
I've got
about.
many conservatives.
The homophobes.
I don't want to kill you.
Nobody here wants to kill you, sir.
Yeah. You know how many people capitalism has killed since its inception?
Let's talk about how many people atheists have killed.
Atheism killed?
Yep.
So a typical brainwashed leftist student tried to debate Cliffe, and it did not end up pretty well for him. So he started freaking out and losing his mind because he's so brainwashed into democratic propaganda. He believes that we, Christians and people who support Trump,
They want to kill my friends. They want to kill me. You all. The conservatives, enemy of the people.
so therefore he wants a revolution, their typical communist revolution, to eradicate all of us. And he thinks it's moral. Doesn't sound very loving and tolerant, to be honest.
Politics is what we need in order to achieve our material basis. If we don't define materialism in our age, if we don't define what our material needs are, how can we have any sort of moral standing? All right, if you're poor, if you work 13 hours a day, struggling to feed your kids, struggling to put a roof over your head, what kind of moral society do you live in that says that's fine, that you deserve that, that because you work a 9 to 5 hour job, that you deserve that, you deserve to live in poverty, you deserve to have on you every single day? What kind of moral system is that? And furthermore, what has any religious institution ever done to help the working people?
Well, you can look at charity. The left-wing nutcases say that government have to take care of people. They support higher taxes. But the most interesting thing about them is that they don't donate. It's a fundamental fact that Christians donate much more than these secular leftists who just bitch about issues and force everyone to do stuff, but they don't personally do it.
Who defines your moral system? Who defines your moral system?
The masses. The masses define it.
So you take a public survey of the masses, and then whatever the masses decide.
The masses go by the material interest. If the material interests are met by the masses, then that is what signifies a morally justifiable system. If you have a religious system that just says, hey, guess what? You know, you believe in this, you're going to do right, everything will be fine in the afterlife. What does that mean for the material benefits of the people now?
So Cliffe is gonna hit him with one single devastating question that destroy this subjectivist, relativistic viewpoint of morality.
So if the masses of Nazi Germany decide that Jews need to be gassed, then we gas Jews, right? No, you're talking about an incredibly relativistic culture in which you say right and wrong are defined by majority opinion. Fine, but realize that at times majority opinion is immoral, like Nazi Germany.
That was from an imperialist nation. How do you...
Well, so what? If majority opinion define morality, then what's wrong with imperialism? Because people like the idea of gaining power over other nations, being a part of the most dominant nation on the world. So why is that immoral?
You're talking about someone, a nation that had overwhelming material interests. You're talking about a nation that had military supremacy in Africa. You're talking about a nation that was willing to annihilate 3/4 of the world population, and they're still around today. People think that the Nazis died in 1945. We still have Nazis marching down our streets, and all you can think to do is pray for us? No. What does that even mean?
What are you getting so upset about Nazism for?
Because it's back, and it's taking over everything. We have to do everything in our mouths to fight it.
All right,
what are you going to do about it?
Why?
Are you going to be out in the streets fighting the Nazis? I doubt it.
Oh, buddy.
So you can clearly tell he's not talking about real Nazis. He's talking about people who disagree with him. So political violence is never justified. He literally thinks that he's gonna convince a Christian that let's commit some political violence.
I get more than enough opportunities to confront Nazism.
Really? Have you punched a Nazi? Have you gone out in the streets and decked a Nazi? Have you done that?
No. I have never decked a Nazi.
Really? Then you're not helping. You're doing nothing.
No. I debate Nazis, okay?
Debating them?
Why are you so upset?
Debating them?
He's literally debating one right now.
Why are you so upset? I love your moral outrage. but please explain to me.
Why I'm upset?
What's the basis of your moral
Because in
outrage?
Weimar Germany, they tried to debate the Nazis. You know what they had? Street thugs, brown shirts out in the streets, beating people down, calling the press the Lugan press, the lying media. We hear the over and over and over again. Fascism is back, and you're doing nothing. And you're sitting around trying to get an audience about, hey, we're going to fix everything. You're not fixing unless you're actually in the streets taking direct action. And you're doing nothing for the material interest of the people. What are you doing about poverty? What are you doing about homelessness? What are you doing about people who are disabled? The people in the LGBTQ
what do you
community,
think Jesus
the people
Christ
in the trans
commands
community,
his
the people in
followers
the
to
Muslim
do?
community. What
Come
are you
on,
doing
think.
for them? You're
No, you
doing
gotta
nothing.
think. That's not true.
A better question to ask is, what are you doing about these oppressed groups? How much money you personally donated? Because I doubt it.
What has Jesus Christ commanded his followers to do about the poor, about the naked, about those who are starving? What has Christ commanded his followers to do? Do you have any idea? What has he commanded us to do? If I put my faith in Christ, what does he command me to do about injustice, about the poor, about the starving? What has he commanded? Do you know?
Tell me, what does he say?
He has commanded his followers to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to stand against injustice and evil.
Then are you a capitalist, sir? Do you believe in capitalism?
No, I don't believe in capitalism.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
You're a socialist then, is that right?
No, I'm not a socialist.
Oh, so what are you then? Let's define the terms.
You bet.
Because that's what it really means.
All right, I'll tell you what I am.
Material reality.
You
That's
bet.
what it means.
Let's talk about reality. I am convinced that the solution to America's problems and the world's problems is not the conservative Republican or the liberal Democrat. I am convinced that the problem of the human heart goes deeper. I am convinced that it's an interaction with God, a relationship with Jesus Christ that changes the human heart. I don't care if it's capitalism, socialism, or communism. All three systems have been used by corrupt people to rip people off. Therefore, my hope for your future is not liberal socialism or conservative capitalism. My hope for your future is Jesus Christ.
It's true that no system is perfect, but some systems are better than others, like capitalism. It's a much better system than socialism or communism. So it's fine to donate your money to help people, but it should be your choice, not the government's.
And when you study the past 2,000 years, you will notice how followers of Christ fed the hungry, visited those sick and in prison, clothed the naked under communist regimes, in socialist states, and in capitalist states. So the bottom line issue is not what economic system do you buy into. Why is that not the bottom issue? Because obviously, guys,
Because it's not your
the
prerogative.
solution to human problems is not money. Money's nice, but I can promise you, communism, socialism, and capitalism are not going to solve divorce, sexism, racism, violence, hatred. It ain't going to do it,
That's right,
guys.
because the followers of Jesus Christ have done really well in eliminating sexism, homophobia, racism, and all the rest. That's totally correct. I've completely forgot about the last, 2,000 years of history? Come on, man.
Well, Christians did much better job at solving racism than probably any other group. The Christian position on racism is really simple. You should be judged by your character, not your race. And guess who else disagree? The left. And homophobia and transphobia is just political labels. They don't really mean anything at all. Because phobia means irrational fear. And I don't think any of us are afraid of homosexuals and transgenders. It looked quite opposite, to be honest. It's just disagreement. If you don't agree that homosexuality and transitioning children is good, then you're transphobic or homophobic. We love transgenders and gays so much. Even though we get so much hate from these people, we are just telling them the truth, that your lifestyle is sinful. And if you continue to live that lifestyle, then you will end up in hell. And we don't want you to go to hell. We want you to go to heaven. So that's not hate, that's love.
But obviously, Dr. Martin Luther King, in his letter from a Birmingham jail, talks about why racism is wrong. And the reason racism is wrong is not because some state or some economic system says racism is wrong. The reason that racism is wrong is God creates every one of us in his image, which means we all have value, dignity, significance. Racism is a denial of the value and dignity of a human being. It's that simple. Socialism is not going to cure the world's problems. Neither is capitalism, neither is communism. They're all different economic systems. And I, as a follower of Christ, will live within whatever economic system I find myself in, but I can promise you I will work for the well-being of human beings, not because I'm a capitalist or a socialist or a communist, but because I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and he commands his followers, feed the hungry, clothe the naked, visit those who are sick and in prison. Now, why do you, sir, value human beings as valuable? Why? What's your reason?
Because it's in our collective material interest to watch over each other, to make sure that we all have the basic necessities of life. Clothing, food, shelter, these are the essentials that are not being provided under capitalism. The very thing that that you probably support. Let's be real.
You sounded like a capitalist when you started.
Excuse me?
You sounded like a capitalist. Rewind the tape. What did you just say? You said, I am committed to the economic well-being of all people. Well, you sound like a capitalist. That's what a capitalist wants, the economic well-being of all people.
No, that's all. All right, you know how many people capitalism has killed?
Probably much less than Marxism.
All right, let's talk about how many people atheists have killed.
Atheism killed?
Yep.
Holy sh**. You're the most uninformed mother seen on the planet, and a demagogue.
Really?
Yeah.
He's so confident and cocky in his worldview, but he's about to get completely wrecked.
Was Mao Zedong an atheist?
Yes. Mao Zedong was the leader of the people.
How many people did Mao Zedong, as an atheist, murder?
And he was a communist.
Good. All right. Roughly around 100 million Mao Zedong, an atheist, murdered. How many people did Joseph Stalin, another atheist, murder?
And he was a Marxist, by the way.
How many people did Joseph Stalin murder?
40 million.
Okay. How many people did Adolf Hitler, another atheist, murder?
Adolf Hitler was a socialist. That's a fact.
He wasn't an atheist. He's raised Roman Catholic.
No, he wasn't a Roman Catholic.
He was raised Roman Catholic in the
sorry.
Empire.
You were probably raised in a Christian home if you live in Texas, so it doesn't mean you're a follower of Christ just because you're raised in a Christian home. All right? And I like him. It's okay, don't worry. We're doing okay out here.
I'm not playing devil's.
I like your passion, okay? I love your passion. So, let's talk about how atheism opens you up to slaughtering people. Why? Why does atheism open you up to slaughtering people? It's the same answer to the question I asked you that you haven't answered. Why is a human being valuable? You gotta answer the question, guys, every single one of you, because you deal with human beings every single day. So why is a human being valuable? Come on, guys, that's not a hard question.
Wait, is anybody allowed?
We're valuable because God created us, and God gave us innate value.
No, we're valuable because we're human beings, and we have an innate value that isn't defined by some ornate religious order. We are defined by our common interest in keeping each other alive. And the only people that want to destroy that are the enemies of the people, and they should be destroyed in a revolution. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Okay.
Literally contradicted himself. If human beings have innate value, then why the hell you want a revolution to destroy your fellow human beings? Why?
Fair enough.
Shut the up!
Is that respecting the people?
No, I don't give a counter-revolutionaries are not going to be respected, and I will fight to defend that. I will fight in the streets, I will fight here, I'll fight anywhere. I'm going to fight for the revolution, no matter how many conservatives come after me. You can kill me, but there will be 10 more in my place. You all, the conservatives, enemy of the people.
And he just proved his point. atheism does open you up to kill other people.
All right, now wait a second. Is that respect for people?
Who cares about respect? They want to kill my friends. They want to kill me. They want to kill my family.
Who wants to kill you?
Conservatives and MAGA chuds. That's what I'm talking
I've got
about.
many
The
conservatives.
homophobes.
I don't want to kill you.
Nobody here wants to kill you, sir.
Yeah, maybe you're not you alone, but you and your MAGA chud friends.
No, sir.
You can't do it.
No, nobody here wants to kill you.
I don't like to play this game, but he does sound like a Nazi at this point. Their goal is to kill people who they disagree with. And atheism does open you up to do that. You have to reject God if you want to justify killing other people over disagreements. Because in order to be a Nazi, you have to reject Jesus. And this is the result of liberal propaganda. When you repeatedly call opposition Nazis and fascists and dictators, this is what you get. Young people like him who don't believe in God, they don't have moral compass. They end up believing all the lies spread by the left. It's always people like this who are groomed into this far left ideology that end up committing political violence or shooting schools or assassinating people or end up unaliving themselves.